Hello, and welcome to FourWheelTech, your automotive news source. Powered by ohmTown.com. Man, I started out with a hit. Go over to ohmTown.com, become a citizen. You'll get some of this news aggregated for you. All news, no noise, except here in the show. FourWheelTech, I am Mayor Watt. Today's episode, though, is July 21st, 2024, Season 1, Episode 18. And again, I am Mayor Watt. And up above me and all around is the Sentient AI from the future.
Good evening, ohmTown citizens. Welcome to FourWheelTech.
So today, we're going to be talking about the coolest cars from the Festival of Speed, 16 steps to start the Benz C11, the Maserati Grancabrio Folgore, I guess is pronounced. I don't know. I like Maserati, but Suing supplier that withholds parts. Where we're going, we don't need exhaust pipes. A factory that may never happen. Recalling 24,000 hybrid minivans. Stop locking hardware behind paywalls, and stop killing software. Automatic braking improves safety, and the Martinsville exhibition race for Mazda MX-5. Everything, again, is powered by ohmTown.com. Lest ye forget it, don't forget to follow us over here on twitch.tv/ohmTown and youtube.com/ohmTown. Don't forget to download the podcast, and there's a whole lot more we'll talk about. So, if you are in chat or you are following this over at some point, you can actually just type in !show notes, and that will give you all of the syntax necessary to pull up the show notes from all of the shows. This is the last show of tonight. We do all 7 shows on Sunday. All the other days, it's one time. We do non sequitur news for an hour plus. Really depends. But if you hit !FWT, that will pull up the show notes for today's show. And if you type in !pod, it will pull up all of the podcasts. And again, there's 7 of them that we do here today, and one that is a daily, including today, called Non Sequitur News. All of those are podcasts. You can go and download them from the ohmTown. If you just do a search wherever you catch pod, you'll find ohmTown. That said, you ready to get into the articles?
I am.
So this first article is over in FourWheelTech. These are the coolest cars from the Goodwood Festival of Speed. It's rolled around this weekend. Was it this weekend? Must have been last weekend.
I think it was. This is a weekly show, so this article is from earlier in the week.
This came in right at the pickup time for this week instead of last week's show. So the weekend was full of new car launches, dynamic debuts, and a run up the iconic hill climb course. Was this the one where that prototype supercar ate itself?
It is. So it'll be interesting to see if this is one of the featured cars.
Oh, this is one of the cars. Wow. Okay, so from race team trucks to mind-bending hypercars, these are some of the slickest machines that were on display at the 2024 Goodwood Festival of Speed. It's published over at jalopnik.com by Owen Bellwood, and it is a slideshow, and I don't know if they're gonna... Okay, well, here's the Mercedes Racer. Hey, look, the thing goes away now. It used to just stick there. Wow, that's really nice of them. How nice. Normally I just click on that and then we pick a couple that we think are interesting. What do you think? Do you want to do it that way, or should we rifle through some of these? All right.
How about the Ferrari truck?
Ferrari truck it is. Oh my. Oh, wow. That's a beast. That thing has a big forehead.
It looks like a vehicle out of like Disney Cars or something.
Oh, for sure it does. Yeah. If you have an awesome Ferrari racer like the 312 T2, then you need an awesome truck to transport it around in, right? Enter the wonderful Ferrari branded mechanics truck that was stationed in the paddock during the Goodwood Festival. The author says, I love it with all my heart. I love this. I want this truck so bad. Come on.
Might have to move it over to Wanted.
The Mayoral Mansion's garage can totally fit that, right? I mean,
yeah, maybe.
If I drive it fast enough, it'll fit, right?
Right. If you just take the top off, right?
Whether you think it has a dumb name or not, the Cyber GTS concept from MG looks pretty good. I really like it like that. Huh. Sorry. What else? What would be another one?
What's the Blue Wonder?
So yeah, that's what I went to. So if you're listening to this via the podcast, by the way, they had the Mercedes Racer, Bugatti Bolide, the Polestar Concept BST, which certainly reads as Beast. The old Alpine, the Ford Capri, the Yangwang U9, the Ferrari 312 T2, Ferrari truck, MG Concept, Volvo bike truck, the Blue Wonder, Honda NSX, RB17, and the Audi Quattro. Okay. Let's look at the Blue Wonder. Wow. Which one is the Blue Wonder? So is it the blue car underneath it, or is this the Blue Wonder and it's ironically named? This is awesome. Wow. Why both trucks? We're really into these trucks, but not the supercars that are stashed around it.
It ran the course. The truck ran the course.
Yeah, it ran the course with a pristine W196R perched on the bed. Stunning scenes. How did anybody not lose their mind that these two very rare vehicles are racing together with that one car bolted on top of it, man? Oh, that would freak me out if I was an investor. Jeepers.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Y'all just stop. I'm really curious about this Quattro. Oh, interesting.
I don't know what to say about that.
Oh, yeah. This thing is...
odd headlights.
Yeah, it's really close to Furiosa style Mad Max. It's just got a better paint job. Just put some speakers on it. All right. Y'all can go and check out the rest of these. Let's keep going. The next article is over on FourWheelTech as well. Watch all 16 steps needed to start the Mercedes-Benz C11 raced by Michael Schumacher. Race cars are exotic beasts that require all kinds of care and attention. They aren't simply plug and play like most normal cars. They really should be, but it's for this reason that Formula One cars take hours to get ready to race, and vintage racers require the kind of love that we'd never normally give our daily drivers. So they have Owen Bellwood over here at Jalopnik putting an article together that says, the deck statement says, Mercedes took a C11 racer from 1990 to the Goodwill Festival of Speed this weekend and showed off its wildly complex starting procedure. Why? Why make it so damn difficult?
Exactly.
Like airplanes.
Like they start the race and they're like,
hold on a second.
Wait, I still have 15 more steps.
Yeah, I got 30 minutes, right? Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me flick this switch. Wait. Yeah, it's insane. So, do they actually have a video or anything of it? I don't know. The car in question is the Sauber Mercedes-Benz C11, which was a Group C prototype race car produced in 1990 for the World Sports Prototype Championship. The car was built by famed Swiss racing outfit Sauber and powered by a mighty Mercedes 5-liter twin-turbo V8 that kicked out 960 horsepower, and it was driven by the likes of Schumacher, Heinz, Harold Frentzen, and Jonathan Palmer across races in 1990 and 1991. Now it's on display. I'm going to click that and see if there's more. Yeah, I don't see a video. There must be a link or something. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But apparently you can actually watch all 16 steps needed to, I guess, observe the start of this.
And when they do their stats, like 0 to 60 and, however many seconds, do they count all the startup time?
Yeah, really. I want to click this, but I don't want to click this because I don't know if it's going to load up Instagram. So I don't know. You'll have to be. Yeah, I think that's probably it. But you can follow the link, folks. I'll let you all do that. And then you can come back and tell me all about it in chat or in Discord, one or the other. Let's keep going. The next article is over in FourWheelTech 2024 Maserati Grancabrio. Folgore is the best handling EV on the market, and it probably should be at the price point $200,000, the only true convertible EV that you can buy to hit 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. $200,000. So can't really click this because it doesn't really matter. I mean, you'll have to watch it. But it looks like a Miata, for crying out loud, this Maserati camera.
It really does.
Yep. Yeah, it has interesting lines. There's a weird effect where the front panel, it sits higher than the hood.
It's missing part of the hood.
Well, no, it drops down, and so what looks like the mating lines are filled in right here. It's actually,
yeah,
they go underneath. So it's basically air is coming inside the grill up and over the hood to keep the car pinned down to the ground.
Odd. Yeah, it looks like you couldn't open the hood.
Yeah, it's an aerodynamics thing, and you would probably open that hood from the inside, not from the outside. And then, well, you always do. You open it from the inside, and then there's a little pressure release that allows you to lift it up. But yeah, it has a little hood scoop that drops down so that air can flow up and over and around this side, and it acts like a wing, keeping the car down on the ground. But 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. It is a video, so I'll let you all go over and check it all out. I'll play for a little bit though, why not? So this is a staff writer, Andy Kalmowitz, who put the article together. I think there is no, it has to be. And they're from Jalopnik, and they're taking this car for a spin. It's a good looking car, but at $200,000, it better be. I mean, it's more than, it costs more, this one car costs more than a median home in the United States.
Yeah, we have to put it into perspective. It's odd because this video isn't really showcasing the handling.
No, it's showing, it's
like you'd think it'd be zipping around those curvy roads.
Yeah. It's not really zipping around anything. It's just kind of cruising. But maybe it's because the car in front of them.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, hey, I'm trying to do a video here.
Yeah, it might be their camera car too. And it has weird lighting. So, I don't know. It looks like it'd be a fun drive. That's for sure. But at $200,000, oof. Yeah, I wish I could justify something like that, but I just can't. Even if I had the money to drop on a car for $200,000, I wouldn't. Yeah.
One of those cars to me is like we rent it for a day and drive it for a lot cheaper.
Really. Yeah. Not much cheaper, it probably is. All right,
it's folks. A bargain price of $199K for a one-day rental.
And then I'd get hit. I just know it. All right, let's keep moving though. The next article is over in FourWheelTech as well. Stellantis sues another supplier. It says withheld parts to extract price increase. The automaker sued Quebec-based Spectra Premium Mobility Solutions Limited earlier this month after the supplier threatened to stop shipping fuel tanks for the plug-in hybrid minivan, which would shut down production at Windsor Assembly Plant, according to a lawsuit filed by the Oakland County Circuit Court. I find this really fascinating. Stellantis said its supplier demanded a 12.5% price increase retroactive to January 1st, or it would withhold parts. Well, it's a breach of contract, so you could probably sue them considerably.
Right, but meanwhile, they're probably not getting their fuel tanks.
Right. And the automaker said that they were running out of fuel tanks for the plug-in hybrid minivan, which I don't know if this is the same one that's being recalled, but it is Stellantis that has a recall for hybrid minivans, 24,000 of them.
And somebody had a recall specifically for fuel tanks.
So Stellantis filed another lawsuit, but it's for the Chrysler Pacifica minivan. So let's find out. By the way, this is part of their premium access content, and so you may or may not actually get hit with a hard paywall. We aggregate the titles and a little bit of the information, but we don't publish their article in ohmTown, and I don't log in prior to the show. So when you go there, you can make your determination if you can see it or if you want to register for the automotive news, autonews.com.
By the way, Stellantis is the one who is recalling some vehicles due to a fuel tank valve issue.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Yeah. So let's move on. It's okay. So let's keep going. The next article is over in the mobile channel. Audi is getting rid of its fake exhaust pipes. Finally, that is the reason why I haven't been buying an Audi. Audi is getting out of its annoying habit of fitting in internal combustion powered vehicles with aggressively fake exhaust pipes because of customer feedback. It's bad news for people who like complaining on the internet, but good news for folks who like clean design. The trend will kick off with the all-new Audi A5. That's right, we're losing the fake exhaust pipes. But then what's going to get stolen when I travel? Anyway, so yeah, the fake pipes, they're going to get deleted soon with the A5. Andy Kolmowitz over at quartz.com, or actually they're from Jalopnik, but they're a partner of quartzqz.com. So your rear end is going to start looking better. How about that?
I mean, everybody wants a better looking rear end, right?
Yeah, that's right. Cleaner, smoother, less bumps, nothing poking out. The trend will kick off with the all-new A5. As it turns out, Audi buyers aren't thrilled with the German automaker's decision to mount fake exhaust pipes to the rear bumper that aren't actually connected to the real exhaust system. In an interview with Auto Express, probably should pay attention to that, a spokesperson for Audi said all PPC premium platform combustion cars will have hot tailpipes, functional tailpipes. Oh, happy days. It isn't just Audi that'll be grafting fake tailpipes onto its car's bumpers, even though they aren't actually connected to anything. Apparently, this trend stems from the idea of making exhaust system design less complex, safety concerns from having a hot metal tube so close to a lot of plastic trim, and general aesthetic reasons, and of course financial reasons, according to Auto Express. I mean, it's part of the manufacturing process. Why not just port it straight down so that, or at an angle so it's venting somewhere? My only problem with exhaust pipes extending beyond the back of the car is that if you lean up against the back of your car to put something on the roof or to put something in the trunk, you burn your damn leg. It's rare, but it happens. I mean, I got chicken legs and they bend in like that.
I don't know.
Anyway, there's one problem with the design choice. Everybody hates it. I mean, everybody. They polled the entire world, apparently, and everyone in unanimity, there's a big word, said that they think it stinks. Audi told the magazine that customer feedback is the reason for the change, adding it's for the design. Who says regular people like you and I can't make a difference? So yeah, get rid of the fake exhaust pipes. So they just want to make them real exhaust pipes.
Right. I mean, is this something that only Audi does?
No, there's several. Basically on the outside, like right here, it looks like that's the tailpipe, but that's not actually it. If you look underneath or if you look through, you can actually see the exhaust is back inside there, a couple of inches away from, but it's sitting there, you know, bleh, exhaust through that little and down. Doesn't even make any difference. So they should just delete it and let it push exhaust down. But who knows? I'm not their engineer. So let's keep moving. Next article is over in FourWheelTech. North Carolina spent nearly $96 million on VinFast factory. That may never happen. They cut a deal with VinFast in 2022. North Carolina did. To provide one of the largest incentive packages in state history to coax Vietnamese electric automaker VinFast to build its U.S. headquarters and production facility in Chatham County for a little over $1.25 billion in benefits provided by the state. VinFast claims something different. I don't know. Bradley Brownell. Let me try this one more time so that I can respect the person. Bradley Brownell from jalopnik.com put the article together. VinFast promised to bring its business to the state in exchange for $1.25 billion in incentives. So VinFast claims that it will invest $4 billion at a future factory near the town of Moncure and create 7,500 jobs in the process. The state has appropriated $450 million for site preparation costs, upgrades to public roads in the area, and expansions of the county's water and sewer infrastructure. According to News and Observer reporter Brian Gordon, the state has already used eminent domain to acquire 2 businesses and a church. Dear God. That is pretty damn heavy-handed, and it is still negotiating with more businesses and homeowners to make room for road improvements. They're negotiating with some. How is disparate treatment not a lawful action?
Well, because they're like, these people will take lowball offers or whatever. I don't know.
Wild.
Like, there has to be some reason why they're doing some of them
eminent domain
differently.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with eminent domain, it's basically the idea that the state, even federal government, but primarily the state, has the ability to take land from a rightful possessor, and it can be a hostile acquisition. They basically say, it's no longer yours, we're taking it, and they're giving it at maybe market value, but not perceived by the owner's value, but whatever the market says it is, and sometimes at zero cost because it's a hostile acquisition. So North Carolina has paid out near that $51.7 million directly to VinFast. They talk about it, about a tweet by Gordon that says they spent close to $96 million on the site, which the EV maker VinFast says now will open in 2028. VinFast has gotten nearly $52 million from the state to cover site preparation costs. NC has the right to claw back its money if company defaults on its deal, but claw back from where if you don't have the money in a coffer somewhere under their control?
Exactly, and that's international. Good luck getting that money back.
Yep. In order to achieve the full $1.25 billion in state-funded benefits, VinFast will need to begin hiring workers basically immediately, and to receive the payments, the automaker will need to hire 2,000 workers by the end of 2024, but there is no plant, and hold at least 3,800 or 30. I'm gonna round up 3,900 employed workers from 2026 until 2036. It'll also need. I mean,
those are good terms at least, right? Because it's not just like you can show up. It's you got to do some hiring and you have to do some retention.
But you gotta also get blood from a stone. What if they never make manifest, you know?
Right.
All of this is going into preparation so far. 18 million for around the site. NCDOT has already spent a little over 18 million around the site. There isn't a full breakdown on the project's expenses so far, but they've already sent 52 million to VinFast. They'll also need to invest at least $3.21 billion in the Triangle Innovation Point facility by the end of 2026. State contingency plans allow for recapture of at least some of the funds if VinFast fails to meet targets or pulls out altogether. I think that's probably closer to reality than actually producing it.
Yeah, I think if it's delayed to 2028, I mean, what are the chances it even happens? We've seen this from other companies.
Well, the company posted a net loss of $618 million in the first quarter of 2024. Things are dwindling.
Wait, $618 million?
In the first quarter of 2024. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't see this happening. Plus, pure electrics are people are pulling away from pure electrics because of so many issues that are involving them. Primarily range anxiety, the cost of a battery replacement, reliability, etc., etc.
I know where the town can get some people interested in infrastructure improvements and also people interested in jobs. The county in Montana that's going under.
There you go. But then they'll have to either move Montana or move
Maybe
this
they can
project.
put up a sign in Montana like we have a sewer system.
Yeah. Next stop from North Carolina, Montana. Good luck, y'all. So they say at the very end of this, will VinFast bring the project, bring the prosperity to North Carolina that it hopes? If I were a betting man, I certainly wouldn't bet on VinFast. Yeah. So Bradley Brownell saying the quiet part out loud. Not gonna happen. Let's keep going. This next article is going to be impacted by the Automotive News site. So, Stellantis recalls 24,000 hybrid minivans for fire risk, urges owners to park them outside. The company said that it is aware of 7 incidents that occurred when the vehicles were turned off, and some occurred while recharging. There's David Shepherdson from Automotive News, or autonews.com, put the article together. Oh, this one's not protected. So Ram and Chrysler parent Stellantis said on Thursday that it's recalling about 24,000 plug-in hybrid minivans worldwide because of fire risks. 20,000 are the 2017 through 2021 model year Chrysler Pacifica hybrids, the ones that are mentioned up above needing castings. The company is aware of 7 incidents. The rest are international. Stellantis said that the events are linked to a rare abnormality in individual cells of the model's high voltage battery pack. Vehicle risk is reduced when the battery charge level is depleted, and the company said owners are advised to refrain from recharging.
You know, that's what you want to do when you have a car, right? Not be able to drive it.
Yeah, you want to bring that into the dealership, but it's got a dead battery. Oh, well, never mind. But it is a plug-in hybrid, so hopefully your dealership is within 20 miles, because that's about as far as you're going to get. The company is working on a software update designed to detect the abnormality. If found, dealers will replace the vehicle's high voltage battery for a fee. Let's keep going. Choo choo, our brakes are out and we're rolling fast to the end. Car makers need to stop locking hardware features behind paywalls, and software stop killing games. Car makers are increasingly turning to additional fees and subscriptions to bring in more cash because the greedy bastards. But they shouldn't force drivers to unlock a car's hardware. Christian DeLooper over at digitaltrends.com put the article together. More and more car companies are jumping on the services bandwagon. It's because it's a cash cow. If they sell 100,000 cars and all of them need to pay $14 a month for heated seats, there you go. It's a cash cow. So it says not the first, so what to do instead? The latest to take this approach is Tesla. No, we're not talking about the full service driving tech that has long been offered as a subscription. Instead, Tesla has started selling upgrades to car buyers that don't actually add anything to the car itself. Instead, they just unlock additional range from a battery that apparently previously is software limited. What a tool. These upgrades are reportedly being offered to Tesla Model Y owners for between $1,500 and $2,000 and add between 30 and 50 miles of range to the car. There's only one problem though. The battery in the Model Y isn't actually getting bigger. It was just previously told by software to not offer that extra range to the driver.
Wow. I mean, I thought it was bad with the seat subscriptions, but this is ridiculous.
They mention it right there. They mention it. The heated seat subscription. Mm-hmm. Yeah, BMW tried and also failed to charge customers $80 per year to access Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. They also charged to unlock heated seats for hundreds of dollars per year to access the feature, even though all of the hardware was already in place. You essentially bought the burden, the weight, the infrastructure. You bought that stuff. You just didn't get a subscription to turn it on. Yep. So Mercedes-Benz took a similar approach a few years ago, charging some customers $1,200 yearly to unlock additional performance from their car, like Tesla and BMW. See, you used to be able to just get a software update and it would unlock features in the car. Not
right,
from
or
them,
you'd
but
buy
aftermarket.
maybe a more expensive model, a one-time purchase
Right.
if you wanted some upgrades.
Yeah, you can actually get your car super tuned from aftermarket, and they pull a chip out, they put a new chip in, and it changes timing and stuff like that. But a subscription, $1,200 to unlock additional performance, is such a tool move. Because again, everything is already there. All it is turning on a switch that you know about. So just sell me the car that I'm actually buying. And don't hide stuff behind a damn wall that is nothing more than a money grab. It doesn't change anything. I'm still financing the same vehicle. It just seems so unethical, so greedy. So in this case, Tesla is holding a driver's own car hostage. It's true that Tesla doesn't advertise cars as offering a certain battery capacity, but rather a certain range. But it's still unoriginal and seems a little desperate. I agree. I don't know about unoriginal. It's just greedy and desperate. So what to do instead? The author says again, I get the fact that automakers want to be able to make money from vehicles that are on the road without having to convince drivers to buy new cars more often, but doing so by locking built-in hardware behind a paywall is kind of pathetic, and I agree. So what can you do? The only thing that you can do is really walk. Don't buy from those manufacturers, but society won't walk from that. There's going to be enough people to make it worthwhile for an abusive policy to be in place. And so this is what you have to do. It says,
and that just incentivizes more of this activity. If nobody would buy the car, these companies would stop this.
Yeah. But it has to be en masse. And so you have to have an embargo. Like, I don't do anything with Nintendo. I just don't, because I don't like the way that they treat content creators. Another classic example is offering access to satellite radio services like SiriusXM, which pays out shares in revenue to car makers annually. But as music streaming has become more common and unlimited data more prevalent, drivers have become less interested in paying for services like Sirius. I certainly have never paid for Sirius. I don't like their existence in my infrastructure because they give telemetry to third-party information brokers. This was found out because another manufacturer was using that infrastructure to provide telemetry to data brokers that tracked everything, including the day that they filed their complaint regarding it, where they went that day. It was pretty fascinating. So I don't like being tracked. Even though I know that like my phone is doing it to some degree and all of that kind of stuff, I am buying into that. I know that it exists, and I can always leave my phone somewhere if I don't want it. But my car with Sirius tracks me everywhere I go. So most of the reasonable ways to charge a subscription to customers involve software. The only problem is that automakers are bad at software. Automakers can barely make software that drivers want to use for free, let alone pay for. Hence why so many drivers won't buy a car without CarPlay or Android Auto. But if automakers were to get better at software, they could charge for better software features or features that rely on cloud computing and thus cost automakers to run in the first place. And then you use CrowdStrike and everything is blue screen of death on your computer or on your car. So yeah, I don't know. I just think that you should, when you buy the car, it's all of the features are activated and that's what you buy. Not, hey, there's 50 horsepower locked behind a software switch that you have to pay $2,000 more for.
Yeah, the whole practice is just outrageous.
Yeah.
I'm sure some auditor or somebody said, or accountant said, we could get more money if we keep doing recurring fees.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. let's balkanize this a little bit so that we can get a little tranche of money out for this, for that, for the other. And not until it's just absurd, like a subscription to get heated seats. Does it draw the ire enough? Most people are probably paying this just so that they can go, oh, fine, I have an extra $2,000 laying around like everybody does, right? Let's move on. Next article is over on FourWheelTech. Oh, this is the one that's actually going to get hit. 7 out of 8 crossovers with rear automatic braking performed well in a recent rear crash prevention test from the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety. We can't really go into much detail on this, but George
But this is a new feature, right? Or a relatively new feature?
Yeah. Yep. Rear automatic emergency braking is much less common than traditional AEB systems, being standard in only 23% of vehicles from the 2023 model. And it's part of their premium content, so I didn't log in, and so we don't have direct access to it. But the reason why this is so positive is that when a car is hit, it automatically clamps down so that you can't move forward into other areas and maybe get hit, side impacts, further down the line, head-on impacts, driving you into oncoming traffic or something like that. So all of the tires basically just brake if they can to keep you safe. And you not moving is a whole lot more beneficial than you sliding into somebody else and causing additional accidents somewhere else. So there's additional things that are in play here with vehicular systems in the United States, where they're going to have threat detection active both forward and backward, and automatically brake or maneuver the car in some direction to keep you safe by through basically AI and machine learning, trying to stop you from getting harmed. So you could drive towards an 18-wheeler's deck and your car will detect that and not just beep to wake you up, but it may actually veer you off to one side or another that it detects as safe and apply the brakes to prevent you from direct impact.
Right. I mean, this is really good, assuming people don't freak out when that happens.
Yeah, and that's actually the one thing that I think can happen. I mean, I've had my detection system go off when I'm just going up a hill, and it thought that whatever was in my way was a threat. And so you kind of go, what the hell is going on here? I've had people get too close to my car and it notifies me and pulls me away. It's quite a fascinating experience because if you're unaware or you really get caught off guard by this spontaneous action by your vehicle, you may counterintuitively try and solve the problem when really what you need to do is just observe for a split second and then take appropriate action. But it saved me a few times from, getting sideswiped or an object that ended up in front of me. It's pretty interesting tech. So, but let's move on. The next article is over in FourWheelTech as well. Martinsville exhibition race for Mazda MX-5 Cup is the best, coolest thing in racing. It says there isn't much that IMSA isn't doing right at the moment. On Thursday, the sanctioning body announced that it would be bringing its entry-level series Mazda MX-5 Cup to a NASCAR oval for the first time. Yes, MX-5 Cup has a run at Daytona in the past, but only on the road course. This October, I guess some things are going to change. The article is over at jalopnik.com. Bradley Brunell is the author. The MX-5 Cup has some of the best racing already, so why not run 100 laps on a NASCAR short track? So, ta-da! A bunch of little Mazdas running around. Looks like Miatas.
Yeah, it does. They look kind of like those Maseratis, right?
Yeah, exactly. The only thing that's different, it seems, is kind of how the hood scoop is and the angle of attack on the lights. And obviously, I'm pretty sure that none of these are powered convertibles. They have roll cages on them. So, This October, the series will run 100 laps at the Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. Racing is always at its best when the series make interesting and fun choices, and this absolutely counts. I'm not sure what all they're going to shake out from this. They don't have any data, really. It's with a standard MX-5 engine. These cars don't have a ton of power, so drafting and carrying momentum is extremely important. So you're going to see a bunch of cars like scooting up really close to the rear end of their other cars. It actually saves a tremendous amount on gas. And if they do it right, they can actually break out of the draft and pass them because they're accelerating in a lower air pressure. It's quite fascinating.
Interesting.
It
also sounds like this track is unique. It's called the paperclip. I think it's like tighter turns or something.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a short track. So let's see what it actually... This is Maryland's largest selection of GMC Sierra pickups. But I think that's an ad that's showing. And then it switches over to the Mazda. So whoever is in the podcast, actually, we're going to be talking about this. So Mazda MX-5 Cup 2024, Race 1, Daytona International Speedway. So let me kind of pop up here. So I guess it's a pretty tight oval, huh? Oh, wow. Jeez.
Oh, yeah. I mean, seems like the angle of the track is quite severe, right?
Oh, and that's why it's, yeah, that little twist right there, a little chicane. What's really interesting about this track is it looks like it's dead flat. I thought that it was going to be a banked oval, but it actually looks like the outer edge of the direction that they're flowing leans away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, exactly.
When they're taking a left-hand turn, it almost looks like they could fall off the track in the opposite direction. It's weird.
This is also cool, just seeing multiples of the same car going around.
Yeah. And if the neat thing about this is if they're all set up the same way, then it comes down to a original driver position and then straight skill trying to break out from the pack. Somebody already lost their position by driving off the track. They may have tire problems. And then you can see how the drafting sits, right? So you sit really, really close behind the car and it lowers the air pressure because they're braking the air around the cars that are behind them. Oh, there was an accident. Somebody got hit. So some of this is fun to watch, but I can't watch NASCAR or racing for a long extended period because, well, right-hand turn.
No, but I think the neat things from NASCAR and similar races is that does translate into regular consumer driving. Yep.
That's absolutely true. So all of this efficiency comes out of, so you get better structural integrity from your vehicles because accidents that happen on the track get analyzed and then translated back into production vehicles. I wish we all could get roll cages that were actually physically attractive in the vehicle so that there would be massively less casualties in vehicle accidents. That'll probably never happen because of the cost. But there's a lot of stuff that comes out of it. Suspension, tire chemistry, all kinds of stuff has come out of basically racing. And the only other thing that I wish would happen we would really lean on hybrid technology and start advancing the ratio of power. Because right now hybrids are largely gutless wonders until you're looking at, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 cars. So I hope that more electric hybrid vehicles get pulled into racing, but that seems antithetical to the accepted status quo. But anyway, that's it for today's FourWheelTech. So I'm going to go through a 16-step process that allows me to go to the front page. All right, I'm done. It's a really short process, but anyway, FourWheelTech is just one of the channels where we aggregate information into ohmTown. It's one of many. So there's 6 main categories, and then you find whatever it is that you're looking for under those. It's usually in the name, so to speak. So if you're interested in something, you'll be able to find it just by looking for a name associated with what you're looking for. That's kind of how we do it here. At any rate, thank you very much for coming and hanging out. I am Mayor Watt, and that is the Sentient AI from the future saying, pedal to the metal.
Pedal to the metal. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode of FourWheelTech. Tomorrow we will have non sequitur news for you.
Yeah. See you soon.